Good morning, good morning, good morning. I need to adjust this light. So sorry. Let's see. Is that a little better? Oh, that's better. Almost. Not quite. Kind of look like I'm glowing. Let me back up. That's better. Good morning. Happy New Year to you all. First of all, start off with, I hope that this new year is just amazing for you all. I am out in my space, which is extremely cluttered, but I'm making it do. I really need to get some pieces out of here. Good morning, Mary. And this morning, what I wanted to show you is absolutely one of my absolute new favorite products. For the piece that I did the other day, that little itty bitty, I call her itty bitty because this is the big sister and she's itty bitty compared to big sister. That little bitty gray table that I did, I painted that one in Rocky Mountain, and then I covered it with this black wax, which I don't know if you can see. For some reason my lighting is a little bit off, but anyways, this black wax is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I've not been a huge fan of doing different waxes for a long time, and I just decided to start stepping outside of my comfort zone and using different colors of wax. And I got inspired by my friend Teresa with NTS Design Co. She was using a white wax on one of her gray pieces, and I was like, I love it. So I chose to go with the black, but it adds so much depth to your piece. Rocky Mountain is beautiful by itself, but when I added the black wax over top of the Rocky Mountain, it just gave depth, just extreme depth to this piece that didn't have as much depth when it was just the paint color. So usually when I use those types of colors, I will tint the wax that I use with the same paint color. Good morning, Carol. I will tint my wax with the same color that I paint, and that adds depth, but not like if you use a different tone and a different shade of wax than what your actual piece is. So I'm calling her the big sister because she's the big sister to Itty Bitty, and she is absolutely gorgeous. She has she's exactly the same as the Itty Bitty, but she is bigger, and I'm seriously thinking about keeping her. I even had a dream about it last night, which I don't do very often, but I even had a dream that I had a spot for her and that I moved my living room around and that I could just look at her in all her prettiness. So let me show you the color that I used to paint her in. The color that I used is Licorice. Good morning, Yvonne and Kay. Licorice is Country Chic's Black, and it is like this deep, beautiful charcoaly color. It's just gorgeous. This is probably my new favorite color because, I like to paint in the deep blues and the deep blacks. Good morning, Christine. I like to paint in the deeper, darker tones. That seems to be like where I gravitate towards. And this little lady behind me, good morning, Catherine. I painted in this beautiful licorice, and it is a dreamy color. But I wanted to use the black wax over top of it just to actually accentuate, because I distressed this piece a little bit, and after I distressed it on some of the details, I just added the black wax to see what it does. It does darken it a bit, but it also gives it this silky, dreamy look and adds more depth. Good morning, Danielle. It adds this just gorgeous look. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to apply this black wax over top of just this one of the legs. Wait till you see these legs. These legs are gorgeous. The reason I'm thinking about keeping this piece is because of these legs by themselves. So good morning, Mary Jo. So my husband actually got this little bitty wax brush for me for Christmas, and this is actually my new favorite brush. This is my Country Chic does have several wax brushes that are absolutely amazing. This one I just started using recently because I just got it for Christmas, and I was like, I want to try it out, and I've been using it continuously since Christmas. So this is what I'm going to use, and I'm going to turn this piece over on the side so you can actually see these legs, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to apply wax over top of your surface. And you can apply this black wax over any color. It's not restricted to just the dark colors. If you have like a really light piece, it's going to give depth to your color of your piece and accentuate the color that's underneath. So it's not limited to dark colors. That's just where I gravitate towards. But let me show you these legs over here. You can see, I might need to lower you down a little bit. Okay, you see these legs right here. So I went ahead and I painted them in the licorice, and I did dust them off. But if you can see here, the detail, I went and distressed them back. And whenever you distress back a little bit, some of the paint ends up looking, you know, a little bit chalkier than the rest of the areas. And that is not a problem, because when you use the wax over top of it, it's gonna remove any dull areas that you have. And it's also going to accentuate these. So these will get a little bit darker. So with this particular wax, good morning, Tammy. With this particular wax, this is a brush on, and when you're getting into all of the grooves, I will show you how to get into all of those grooves. You really need to kind of do some stippling and some rotating, but then you're going to buff it off with a cloth, and you're going to see just how dreamy, and I hope the camera will show it, but you're going to see just how dreamy this makes this area look. So to apply the wax, I'm just rotating my brush around inside of the black wax, just to get a good amount on there. And all you have to do to apply it is bring it in and rotate it around. As you can see, it goes on dark for areas that are like this. You just want to rotate it around. Good morning, Bobby. Rotate it around just to get into all of those little cracks and crevices, because there's a lot of detail on this area. As you can see, it goes on, and it's pretty dark when it goes on, but we're going to buff some of that back. And you'll see when we buff it back. So just keep getting a little bit more on there. And for these areas, I try to go in whatever angle the actual pattern is. So for this area, I will go this way. For this way, it seems it's so much detail, it's hard to get in there. I'm going to use like a rotating action. I promise you will love this black wax as much as I do. Okay, so that's all it takes is to apply that. And I'm hoping this will show up on camera. So then, after I finish that, I'm going to take my clean rag. Make sure you get it small enough. And I'm just going to buff it out. Which does not take as much, can you see? It might be harder to see. Can you see the difference between the areas that I buffed back off? My lighting might not be the best, but if you can see, this is where I have not buffed off yet, and this is where I have buffed off. You can see that the wood tone that I had distressed has come back through. Look at how gorgeous that is, but it fills in all of those little crevices and also gives this just amazing sheen as well as protection to those areas. And you see, it took me, oh, look at how gorgeous. You can see it literally just took me less than minutes to accomplish that. Do you see how gorgeous that is and how it has just enough of a sheen to just really accentuate that, you know, that area? But look at the wood tones are still pulling through. The black licorice is still there. And then that black wax going over top of it just adds just enough of beauty to make that completely pop. And the legs are the same way. Good morning, Rachel. Let me lower you down. Thank you, Rachel. That's very kind. Let me pop you down a little bit so we can focus on that leg. You see the legs? Do you see the difference in the legs between how up here you see how it's just really shiny, shimmery, and beautiful? Good morning, Kathy. You see here, this is before I add the black wax, and you can see how it's really pretty, but it doesn't have that extra pop of depth. And so again, I'm gonna go ahead and get my little bit of black wax. And some people melt their wax a little bit. I just use it straight out of the can. But as you can see here, and I have dusted this after I did the distressing, but all you have to do is come in and rotate. Good morning, Denise. Get into all those little grooves with your wax. especially this one has that, you probably can't see it on the camera, but it has all these little bitty designs on top of here too. And you want to make sure you get into every one of those grooves. So either sometimes you might need to come in with the stippling effect or pouncing, whatever you want to call it. And sometimes you're just going to come in and rotate your brush to fill in this black wax. And when you get to your longer areas, you can go straight in. And when you feel like it's not putting more on there, just refill your brush. I'm coming at this from a weird angle, so I'm trying to, there we go. You see how dark it gets when we add that black wax? But we're gonna buff some of that off, and it's gonna leave the most delicious color to this piece, into these legs. I mean, look at these legs. And it literally just takes moments to do this step. So as you can see how dark it is right now, I think I got most of it. I'm going to take another area that's clean again on my cloth. Good morning, Michelle. And I'm going to just buff this off, and you'll see when I buff it off how it brings back. You see the color coming back through of the areas that I distressed, but it still has that extra bit of depth that is just, I think I might be adding black wax to almost everything. And I truly think I might have to keep this piece. I'm going to test it in my space today and see if it will fit in the space that I want it, but I always try to paint pieces that I'm willing to keep if I have to, if they don't sell, but I try not to like keep pieces because, you know, I'm supposed to be running this as a business. But this one right here, good morning, Terry, right here, just buff it off. Do you see the colors coming back through? If you haven't tried this black wax, good morning, Karen. I really, and it does not take that much to get that extra layer off. And just to give her a little, just wow of color. Can you see her? So this is the perfect example. This is the before, where I just painted it in that beautiful licorice color and I distressed it back. And this is the after. And I didn't wax the rest of it over here. But you can see, good morning, Lynn. I know I'm loving this piece. But you can see here where I added the wax, and look at the difference in the sheen. And look at how it makes the details pop off of this piece, which these details are just absolutely, thank you, Christine. I'm loving this piece. So I haven't added a second coat to this area up here yet. And honestly, if I do the black wax, I could probably get away with, hey, Teresa. I could probably get away with not even doing a second coat. Seems I'm adding black wax to it. But this is the before I add the black wax. And again, look at the after. It's gorgeous. So I do have a full stock of all of the Country Chic products in my booth space at Design Market. If you are not local, I really recommend you find somebody that is a retailer near you. If you try no other product, you want to try this black wax. It is just yummy. So I just wanted to show you all this morning why I'm now. I think you do, Teresa. Anyways, this is just a yummy, delicious wax, and it is gorgeous over any color. I've used it over stain. I've used it over gray. I've used it over multiple surfaces because that's how much I love it. Because look at what it does. It just adds that. It just makes everything underneath it just pop. And to me, that right there. So I'm going to finish this beauty up today at some point. I'm going to, oops, sorry. She fell off one of her wheels. Get her back. There she goes. And I'm going to finish her up today. Back her up a little bit because she fell off of one of her wheels, so she don't want to stay straight. So thank you, Lynn. I'm excited about the full reveal of this baby. And good morning, Jennifer. I think I might have to keep her. Seriously thinking about keeping her, which I try not to do very often because, you know, I'm supposed to be selling my pieces. But I think I might have to keep this beauty. Like I said, I'm going to put her in my house. The top, I did strips down and stain. The edges of the top, I painted in that same licorice, and then I black waxed the entire top. I black waxed right over top of the stain, which gave it this gorgeous finish. Hey, good morning, Kim. And I'm going to finish doing the entire piece. Thank you, Kim. Happy New Year. I'm going to finish the entire piece. I'm going to completely finish the entire piece with the black wax. Yes. Good morning, Jennifer. Jennifer is my niece up in upstate New York. I know, Lynn, I'm right. So I'm telling you, it's the legs. The legs get me every single time. That's the first thing when I find a piece. That's the actual first thing I look at on any piece. I love the legs on mid-century modern pieces. I love the legs on the Jacobean. I love these curvy clawfoot legs. The legs get me every single time. I'm like, apparently I'm a leg lady. But yeah, I think I'm gonna put her in my house today. And if she works in the space that I'm thinking about, I'm gonna keep her. If she does not work, she's gonna go up for sale. But I'm really seriously thinking I'm gonna have to make her work because she's just gorgeous. Like, it's just gorgeous. So I wanted to keep itty bitty, but I didn't keep itty bitty. But I think I might have to keep this one. We'll see. That's to be determined. But thank you all for joining me this morning. And I hope that you all have an absolutely amazing new year. I'm all bundled up because I'm in my garage shop and it is freezing. So I hope you all have an amazing new year. Thank you so much for supporting my small business. I had an amazing year. I met some absolutely amazing women. My clients are just absolutely amazing. My booth space, absolutely amazing people. I'm very fortunate, and I'm fully aware of how fortunate I am, and I'm counting all of those blessings. So I hope that you all have an amazing new year. Do something for fun, do something creative, and just step outside of your comfort zone for a second and try something new like this. I mean, I don't think I've ever done black wax, to be honest with you. I may have on something. Good morning, Shirley. This was outside of my comfort zone. So, but if I would have never tried this, I would have never known just how delicious this could make any piece. So step outside of your comfort zone, try something new. I would love for you to try Country Chic paint products. But if you are not local, find somebody local to you. That way you can actually see the colors in person. Most of the, I visited several retailers around here, and they all had painted pieces in their spaces that you can actually see the color and see whatever top coat they used and see whatever technique that they used. Oh, yay, Kim. Oh, I can't wait to see your piece. I tell you, black wax it's my new favorite, which we know I love all the deep dark colors, but this black wax is just, it's my absolute favorite. Good morning, Katie. Thank you. I know, isn't this gorgeous? It's just gorgeous. This piece is just gorgeous. I'm so thankful I have a furniture supplier here that will text me the minute she gets pieces. And I don't know if I'm first on her list, but whatever. She knows I buy Jacobians, and she knows that I buy any buffet actually. And she knows that I love legs. So whenever she gets a piece that has amazing legs, she will send me a text message immediately and say, just got this, you want it? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. That's why I'm, so hoarded up here in my garage space. With furniture. I have a lot of furniture. I'm not going to fan you out, but I have a lot of furniture in here and 2 storage units. So I really need to get busy. But my goal for this year is to work through my inventory of pieces, and I have a lot of pieces. So I'm hoping to work through those fairly quickly because I know you're going to love some of these pieces. I got a Jacobian that's just waiting for me to work on. I got French Provincial over here that's waiting for me to work on. These are all in my space. And I actually have a China cabinet that I got that has, the top has shelving and the bottom is the French Provincial. But the top I've removed from it and I'm removing the doors from it, and I'm adding hairpin legs, and this is going to be a bookshelf, and I'm excited about this. So those are the things that are in my immediate future to work on. Create this bookshelf that's going to be, I think it's going to be gorgeous. In my mind, it's going to be gorgeous. When I put it out, we shall see. But I think raising this up, this bookcase on hairpin legs, and just giving it like this just presence, I think it's going to be gorgeous. So I'm deciding. I would love to hear what color you would like me to paint this. I've got some so many colors that I want to try. I'm leaning towards licorice, but I don't know. There's so many amazing colors in this product line, and I paint right out of the can, which is, you know, anybody that follows me much knows that I usually create custom colors because I rarely paint straight out of the can. I've been painting straight out of the can with every one of these Country Chic colors because they are that delicious. So, and I have them in the little, they're 4-ounce jars, and they're only $7.95. And you can paint an entire small piece with 2 coats with that and have a little bit left over. So if you are interested in trying any colors, I recommend, and I have every single color in stock in those 4-ounce jars. I highly recommend that you try those because there's very little investment. I mean, very little. For $7.95, you will be able to do a small, like a side table or end table, and then you'll actually have a little bit left over. And that's with the light colors or the dark colors. You'll have some left over. So if you want to try colors with very little investment, I highly recommend those 4-ounce jars. And I have everything in stock. I'm fully stocked and ready. And I hope that you all just have fun creating this year. Whatever it is you're creating. If you're creating cookies, I would love some, by the way. If you're creating, whatever you're creating this year, just have fun creating. That's what this is all about. Have fun creating. Good morning, Bridget. Just have fun creating. And I can't wait to see all the amazing things that you all do, no matter what it is. There's so many talented people on here. And I'm excited to see all of the amazing things that you all do this year. And I thank you again for supporting my small business and my dream. And I wish you all the very best for 2021. We've got this. We've got this. Have a great day.